Hey all you cool crooks and killers, welcome back to True Crime Now, your number one source on the internet for daily true crime videos. We're back again today to talk about even more US political scandals because we heard we missed quite a few last time. So without further ado, here are 5 more of the biggest political scandals in US history. Number 5. Bush versus Gore. The 2000 presidential election will always have a cloud of doubt surrounding it. It was George W. Bush versus Al Gore for the presidency, and this election proved that things really can come down to just a few votes. Florida proved to be the key state where victory or defeat will be decided. This is where the scandal starts. The Democratic Party did not believe that Bush actually won in terms of the votes and even took the matter to the US Supreme Court. Ultimately, the court found in favor of Bush with a 5-4 vote, and the rest became history. Many Democratic voters still believe that Gore was robbed of the presidency, but Gore stood by the court's decision. Number 4. Thomas Jefferson Affair. Thomas Jefferson is still a well-known name when it comes to US politics, even though he hasn't been around for nearly 200 years. As you may have learned from our last video, sex scandals and politics are not unheard of by any means, but did you know that the first presidential sex scandal dates all the way back to the 3rd US president? In 1802, Thomas Jefferson was charged with having an affair with his slave, Sally Hemings. He was even accused of fathering a child with her. This, however, didn't ruin his presidential career, as he served another 7 years in office after the scandal. In 1998, however, as technology advanced, a DNA test proved that Thomas Jefferson was indeed the father of at least one of Sally's children. Number 3. Ted Kennedy. Ted Kennedy was following very closely in his brother's footsteps until his unfortunate involvement in a woman's death became his undoing. In July of 1969, Mary Jo Kopechne was found trapped underwater in a car after Ted Kennedy reported the accident to the police. 10 hours after it happened. Kennedy and his friends were socializing with several women, including Mary, before the incident. Mary was the only other person in the car with Kennedy, who was supposedly driving her to catch a ferry home. The fact that he was the only one with first-hand knowledge of the crash made it more suspicious. Kennedy claimed to be injured and disoriented after the ordeal, saying he sought medical care and advice before going to the police. Nonetheless, the public made their judgment and Kennedy lost his bid for president. He wasn't even the Democratic nominee in 1980. How do these political scandals stack up to others you have heard about? Let us know in the comments if you know some interesting political scandals we should cover in a future video. Number 2. The Kennedy Curse. Wait, didn't we just cover a Kennedy in this video? Well, yes, but did you know that there is an alleged curse associated with the Kennedy family as a whole? There has been an extraordinary number of suspicious and downright unusual deaths in this family, dating back almost a century. While we are all quite familiar with the assassination of JFK, did you know that his brother Robert was later assassinated too? 2 assassinations in a single family is weird enough, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Can you believe that 7 members of the Kennedy family have died in 4 separate plane crashes? According to a quick Google search, the odds of anyone dying in a plane crash are 1 in 11 million. This is one unlucky family. And just as an added bonus, Ted Kennedy was also in a plane crash in 1964, but managed to survive the curse that time. 2 family members have died from suspicious drug overdoses about 30 years apart, and another, Kara Kennedy, died of a heart attack at the young age of 51. She was reportedly quite healthy and was doing her daily workout routine when she passed away. She was the daughter of Ted Kennedy, who you might remember from earlier in the video. he died of an aggressive brain tumor. But since he was in his late 70s at the time of his death, many don't include it as a part of the Kennedy curse. But we're definitely not done yet. Another member of this cursed family died on vacation during a skiing accident, and another committed suicide shortly after her highly publicized divorce and subsequent exit from the Kennedy family. The most recent example of the Kennedy curse took place just this year in April 2020 when two Kennedys, mother and son, went missing during a day of canoeing. Their bodies were found with minimal explanation days later in the Chesapeake Bay. While many of these deaths are not provably political in nature, the impact the Kennedy family has had and continues to have on U.S. politics as a whole is immeasurable. Alright guys, we've made it to our number one pick, one of the biggest political scandals to rock U.S. history. Make your guess in the comments for what you think it might be. Number 1. The Watergate Scandal. That's right. Watergate has cemented itself in history as one of the biggest political scandals of all time. The impact of the Watergate scandal on the American public will be so widespread that the term "gate" is a popular term added to the end of any scandalous event even to this day. Think Deflategate or Pizzagate. Richard Nixon, the president at the time, was not directly involved in the scandal. Instead, and maybe even worse, he tried to cover it up, which certainly didn't help. 5 members of the re-election campaign broke into a Democratic headquarters located in the Watergate Hotel. They were attempting to steal information and plant bugs throughout the entire location. They were caught because their sentry across the road failed to inform them of the police entering the building. This caused one of the biggest upsets in American political history. Richard Nixon's team tried incessantly to cover up all links to them, but when it was apparent they were going to be exposed, Richard Nixon resigned as president before any charges could be laid on him. Just think the next time another scandalous gate comes about in the news, you'll be able to cite this piece of history to your friends. Okay, maybe not the best topic at parties. But there you have it, folks. 5 more of the biggest political scandals in US history. Make sure to check out our other political scandal videos on the channel and to like and subscribe for more true crime videos. See you next time, and until then, don't be embarrassed to sleep with the lights on.